After you finish your guided notes, um, or if you have to stop working for any reason, make sure you save your notes. You can do that by clicking Save at the top right-hand corner. It will tell you if there are any changes that need to be saved. Here it says I have 2 changes saved on Cami that will be saved on Google Drive in a few minutes, but I want to make sure they're saved before I close it. So I'm going to click Save Changes now. Cami will tell you if all the changes have been saved or if there's any unsaved changes, and you can download the document to your Google Drive. I already did this with this particular document, but you can do that by clicking this arrow with the line that says download. You'll download it to Google Drive with annotations. That means with the changes that you made. It will put it into your Google Drive. If you want to select a different folder, you can do that. Otherwise, you can put it in your general Google Drive. You can begin that export. Now, when you're ready to work on it again, you can open your Google Drive. You can either open that from Clever, from the Google app Waffle right here. Here I have Google Drive. If you open any new tab and you're logged into Google, you'll notice that you are because it says your student account when you hover over it. You click on the waffle right there, the 9 square, you'll see the Google apps, and one of those apps is Google Drive. You can open Google Drive from there, or if you're on a student Chromebook, at the bottom of your page, you'll see a link. That same Google Drive link is at the bottom of the screen. The guided notes you worked on most recently will be in your recent documents. If you're not able to find it, you can simply do a search based on the title of the notes, and it should pop right up. When you click on it, it will first come up with a preview of it. So I can see my changes are in there already. This preview, I can't edit. I have to open it with an editing program. So I can open it with Cami. And then you can start editing your notes again. When you're ready to share your guided notes, you'll do this from your Google Drive. So I'm going to go back to my Google Drive. Here I'm in the preview, and I can click on this 3 dot in the right-hand corner and share it. When I click there, I can type in the name of my teacher. If you have notify people marked, then your teacher will get an email message saying that you shared this PDF with them. If you have any questions or specific comments about the notes that you're sharing with your teacher, you can type them in the message, but you don't have to type anything into the message. And then you'll click send. When you are ready to take the test, you can use your guided notes. You can use the same split screen format where you have your notes on one side and your test on the other side so that you can see your guided notes while you take the test. This test question asks me to look at each of these tiles and drag them to the correct section. So, do each of these tiles talk about accuracy and conciseness, conventions, or tone? There's a couple of ways that I'm going to use my guided notes to figure out the answer to this question. I'm going to look in that section about accuracy and conciseness, and I can see I will have taken notes about accuracy and conciseness here. So I can look there to see if any of those tiles match what I wrote there. I can also look in the section on conventions and see if anything that's written there matches any of these tiles. And the same thing with tone. The other place I can look to find more information to help me answer this question is my glossary. So in the glossary, I also have the definition of tone, and that might help me answer this question. Also, I have the definition of conventions, and that also might help me answer this question. It says conventions are standard practices that writers agree upon, such as citing sources. Conventions vary across genres. So I'm going to look and see if any of these tiles kind of match that definition. It says must follow accepted practices that guide writing. So that sounds like standard practices that writers agree upon. So I'm going to move that over into the conventions section. I'll look at each one. Must not use more words than necessary. I'll look at the definitions here. And I'll also look at the sections that I filled in here to see which box I think that might fit in. Must use verifiable facts. Same thing, I'll look at the definitions and the features of business writing here, see where that fits. Must be respectful, polite, and courteous. I'll look at the descriptions here and the definitions up top to see which box I think that that fits in. And that's how my guided notes can help me on my quizzes and tests.